Let me start with a simple question. Why is it that some people earn very little money, yet sleep peacefully every night, while others earn lakhs and crores, but still feel anxious, stressed, and insecure? If money was only about intelligence, then the smartest people would never struggle. But we all know that's not true. Doctors go bankrupt, engineers live paycheck to paycheck, and lottery winners lose everything. So what's really going on? The answer is simple. Money is not just about numbers. Money is about behavior. It's about fear, greed, ego, patience, and self-control. That's why this book is different. The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel does not teach you formulas. It teaches you how humans actually behave with money. And once you understand that, money starts working for you instead of controlling you. So don't listen to this video like a lecture. Listen to it like a mirror, because somewhere in this video, you'll recognize yourself. 1. Money is personal. Everyone has a different relationship with money, and that relationship is built long before you earn your first salary. It is shaped by your childhood, your parents, your struggles, and your fears. If you grew up seeing money shortages, money feels like safety. If you grew up comfortably, money feels like freedom. If you saw your parents argue about money, you become extra cautious. If money was never discussed at home, you may take careless risks. That's why two people can hear the same advice and react completely differently. One invests calmly, the other panics. One saves aggressively, the other spends freely. Neither is wrong. They are simply responding to their life experiences. This is why money advice is never universal. What worked for your friend may completely fail for you, and what failed for someone else might work perfectly for you. The goal is not to copy. The goal is to understand your own behavior. 2. Why smart people make bad money decisions. Here's an uncomfortable truth. Being smart does not mean you will be good with money. In fact, sometimes smart people do worse. Why? Because intelligence creates overconfidence. Smart people believe, I understand this, I can predict this, I'll exit at the right time. And that confidence pushes them to take unnecessary risks. Money doesn't reward IQ. Money rewards patience, humility, emotional control. That's why average people who follow simple rules often outperform brilliant people who chase complexity. Money is not an exam. There are no perfect answers. There is only behavior. 3. Luck and risk, the part we ignore. We love success stories. We read about billionaires and assume everything was planned. But every success story has two hidden factors: luck and risk. Take Bill Gates. Yes, he was intelligent. Yes, he worked hard. But he also had access to computers at a very young age, something extremely rare at that time. Millions of equally smart people never got that opportunity. Same effort, different starting points, different outcomes. This doesn't reduce achievement. It adds humility. Because for every success story you hear, there are many failures who did similar things but didn't get lucky. Never judge your worth by outcomes alone, and never assume success makes someone superior. Money needs respect because it is always influenced by things outside our control. So, before we talk about investing, saving, or wealth, we must understand this one truth. Money decisions are emotional decisions, and until you understand your emotions, no strategy will ever save you. In the next part, we'll talk about the most misunderstood force in money, compounding, why time is more powerful than talent, and why most people destroy their wealth without even realizing it. Stay with me. 4. The power of compounding. Let's talk about the most powerful force in money. Not talent, not intelligence, not luck, but compounding. Compounding is simple. It means your money grows, and then the growth itself starts growing. But here's the problem. Compounding looks slow. Very slow. So slow that most people lose patience before it even starts working. Let me give you a simple example. Imagine two people. Person A starts investing early. They invest a small amount every month. Nothing fancy, nothing aggressive. Person B waits. They say, "I'll invest later when I earn more." When person B finally starts, they invest much more money than person A. But something strange happens. Even though person B invests more money, person A often ends up with more wealth. Why? Because time did the heavy work. Compounding doesn't need big actions. It needs time without interruption. This is why starting early matters more than starting big. Staying invested matters more than timing the market. Boring consistency beats exciting decisions. Most people fail with compounding not because they don't understand it, but because they interrupt it. They stop when markets fall. They panic when returns slow down. They quit before the magic begins. 5. Why boring wins with money. Here's a truth most people don't like. Money rewards boring behavior. Doing the same simple thing again and again and again. People want excitement. They want hot stocks, fast profits, secret strategies. But money doesn't work like that. The biggest fortunes were built by people who did ordinary things for an extraordinary amount of time. They invested regularly. They stayed calm. They avoided big mistakes. They didn't try to look smart. They tried to stay in the game. The goal is not to be brilliant. The goal is to survive long enough to win. 6. Getting rich versus staying rich. Now let's talk about something very important. There is a big difference between getting rich and staying rich. Getting rich often requires risk, bold decisions, confidence, sometimes luck. But staying rich requires something else. It requires discipline, patience, humility, self-control. Many people earn a lot of money. Very few keep it. Why? Because once they earn money, they feel invincible. They increase their lifestyle too fast. They take bigger risks. They assume success will continue forever. And then one bad decision destroys everything. That's why survival is the real skill. Because if you are wiped out once, you don't get the chance to benefit from compounding again. Avoid decisions that can ruin you completely. You don't need to win big. You just need not to lose big. 7. The importance of margin of safety. Smart people leave room for error. They know life is unpredictable. They keep emergency funds. They avoid extreme risk. They plan for bad days. This is called margin of safety. It's not about pessimism. It's about realism. Because things will go wrong. Markets will crash. Income can stop. Health issues can arise. And when they do, margin of safety gives you peace. Peace allows good decisions. Stress creates bad decisions. So far, we've learned something important. Wealth is not built by speed. It is built by time, patience, and survival. In the next part, we'll talk about the most dangerous trap in money: greed. Why knowing enough is powerful, what money is really for, and how calm people quietly win. Stay with me. 8. The danger of greed, knowing when enough is enough. Now let's talk about one of the most dangerous emotions in money: greed. Greed doesn't appear suddenly. It slowly whispers, just a little more, one more trade, one more year, one more risk. Many people don't lose money because they made bad decisions. They lose money because they didn't stop after making good ones. Imagine this. You already have enough savings. Your lifestyle is comfortable. Your future is secure. But instead of protecting it, you take bigger risks to get even more. And one wrong move takes everything away. This happens more often than we think, because greed makes us forget why we wanted money in the first place. The hardest financial skill is stopping. Knowing when to say, this is enough. Enough money, enough risk, enough stress. When you understand enough, you protect what matters. 9. What money is really for. Money does not exist to impress others. It exists to give you control over your life. The greatest benefit of money is freedom over time. The freedom to choose when to work, choose where to live, choose how to spend your day. Money gives you options, and options reduce fear. That's why real wealth is quiet. It doesn't need attention. It doesn't need validation. When you stop using money to compare yourself with others, life becomes peaceful. The purpose of money is a good life. 10. Saving, simplicity, and invisible wealth. Here's something important. Saving is not about income. It's about behavior. You can earn a lot and still have nothing, and you can earn modestly and be financially free. Saving creates distance between you and desperation. It gives you power to say no. And the most interesting thing is real wealth is invisible. The money you don't spend, the investments people can't see, the stress you don't feel. The richest person in the room often looks ordinary because they don't need to prove anything. 11. Calm is a superpower. Markets will go up, markets will go down. This will never change. The biggest enemy of money is not inflation or recession. It is panic. Most people buy when prices are high and sell when prices crash. Calm people do the opposite. They stay patient. They stay invested. They trust time. And time rewards them. Money rewards behavior, not brilliance. The biggest lesson. Let me leave you with one final thought. If you had enough money today, what would you stop worrying about? That answer tells you what money is really for. Money is just a tool. The real goal is peace, freedom, and control over your time. You don't need to be the smartest person to win with money. You just need discipline, patience, and emotional control. Master your behavior, and money will stop controlling you. Thank you for watching. Think better, live calmer, and I'll see you in the next video.